My name's Michael Render. They call me Killer Mike, and this is Conversate. I just want to conversate. I just want to conversate with you. I want to convert. Conversate. Welcome back to Conversate with Killer Mike. And I know we've been gone for a minute, man. Well, we ain't been taping in a minute. I'm Killer Mike.
I'm Bear.
Swiff.
We done dropped our doctors today. No doctor today, Cutmaster.
I'm always a doctor.
Always.
Yes.
Why you got on slippers today?
Cause I'm cooler than the polar bear toenail.
Well, you just woke up, what?
I just woke up. I've been up.
You been up?
Yeah.
You had a good. Yeah, you had a show last night too.
Yeah, last night for the Major League Baseball.
It was dope.
It was like an audition.
Y'all be getting them good.
It was like an audition. They want to see if they're gonna use us for like all the games, I guess, or certain games.
I like that.
What is it, 180 games in baseball? 100 something.
A season?
Yeah, something like that.
I know it's over 100.
182, I think.
182. Yeah.
If we can do 100.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
Can't be mad at it. What about you? What you been on to, Bubba?
Ain't no telling with that guy.
Suffering on purpose.
On purpose? How you do that?
Suffering on purpose. Training is suffering on purpose.
The bike? That's what I'm about to say too.
No, I did one ride the other day, but mainly weightlifting and high intensity interval training. Just having to kick myself in the ass and quit taking the easy route out. I'm not getting the results I want because I'm just taking it slow.
Damn, I was proud of myself for going to the belt line and walking 3 miles. I feel like I ain't did shit, man. I need to go fight.
I thought I saw you on the belt line.
I was on the belt line.
I was driving right by y'all ass.
We're gonna quit bullshitting about getting out here and walking.
Nah, I feel we got to do it. And I think I'm finna ask
I walk my dog. I told you I walk my dog anyway.
No, you walk. Your dog walks in the front yard.
No,
you
I walk.
Through the neighborhood?
I walk the fuck out of the dog. Okay. I walk as long as he walk. We can walk to Adamville.
In your current condition, with your slippers on.
Yeah.
With your slippers on.
Hell yeah, barefooted.
I'm gonna come over there and step on your toe.
Don't do that to him.
That'd be dirty.
Which toe is injured?
All four.
You only got 4 on each foot?
I'm sounding like Beetlejuice. Or what's it? All 4 of them.
Man.
I got paws.
What y'all thought about the NBA All-Star? America versus the world.
I'm about like that shit white. Throw the whole shit away. It's just like
I like seeing Ant-Man get the shine.
I mean, yeah, like
I want to see Ant-Man come home.
I wish everybody played as hard as him.
Is that where Obama was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah. Former president like that.
And I'm sorry, President Obama.
Former President Obama.
They all make so much money now. The competitive level of it's all gone.
Yeah,
it's just like
everybody. Ant-Man playing like he got something to prove though. I do like that, and he's from Atlanta. That make me proud.
Yeah, I guess he proving it to himself, and he probably proving it to go make some type of history.
That's why I believe you need to have a doubter. Like you need to have.
But you need to have like 40 doubters.
Yeah, well, some people can't take the pressure, but you need to have somebody say, "I don't think he can do it." It's that, and in the world that everybody gets participation trophies and everybody gets.
That's how it is with the money. They so rich with some average ass careers, and it's like I played and I made $100 million. I played.
Oh, you talking about the athlete?
Yeah,
but they couldn't play in the 80s.
I ain't gonna say that.
They couldn't play in the 90s.
They'd be crying and shit. It'd be a bunch of shit fights and all that shit. Yeah, it'd be a bunch of fights.
They could play, but they'll be wrecked.
I mean, they still say like it'd be a bunch of fights. It'd be a bunch of argument with coaches because coaches wouldn't go for that shit. Like sit your ass down for shooting this bullshit.
They weren't making a bunch of money.
So is this truly the soft man era?
Yep, it is.
Who does that benefit? The reason I ask this because I saw, if you look globally, there are some countries that are banning certain content from men. Period. They don't.
Really?
They don't want. Yeah, like I think China or Korea, one of them.
Already, you said North Korea. I can believe that shit.
Not North Korea. No, I think it was South Korea.
It gotta be South.
Yeah, it was just like men are too effeminate in their presentation, and we're not doing this. It was one of their entertainment.
Like I ain't watching basketball until the playoffs.
Oh wow,
That's I mean, like to last.
So there's
8
no,
teams.
there's no. I think what we lost was great rivalries.
That too.
Like
Is that because everybody keeps swapping teams?
everybody kind of swapping teams, which
and you building teams.
Yeah. There's like if Ant-Man comes home, there will be a return to I'm married to my team because of this player. Like people are married to Boston because of people like Bird. And people are married to Chicago because of Jordan. People are married to the Lakers because of Magic and later
Kareem.
Cole. Yeah.
What's Ant-Man's full name?
Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He from the West
watch
Side?
the playoffs.
Huh?
He from the West Side?
Yeah, he's from Campbell Road, Southwood. So he's from
Darryl.
both
Went to
sides.
Darryl, right?
Yeah, went to Darryl. Yeah, hell of a kid too, and got a good name in the community. People like him a lot.
Yeah. I think he lost his grandma, his mom.
Lost his mother and his grandmother. I believe the cancer, but
yeah.
But ever since I think he played for like Adamville Vikings, like he's
Played
never,
football too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He played Adamville Vikings. He's never not been cheered for. I'm sure. Again,
Do you have a personal relationship with him?
I don't. I just been one of them people that cheered for him along the way, all the way. I don't always feel.
If I did, he'd be sitting right here.
Yeah,
really.
Anytime he want to come, though, he's welcome to.
Yeah, come on.
I like his new Adidas more than I've liked the Adidas in a long time. He got a nice shoe.
We need to support. Go buy some. Or
Yeah,
something.
and I supported when him and former President Obama had an interaction. I remember. See, I'm gonna help people understand this.
Remember that.
We're gonna have one of those shows today where we have someone from Atlanta who predates whatever you think Atlanta is, whether that's Housewives or BMF or the music industry, whatever you think. Atlanta,
they ain't even from the city.
Yeah, exactly. Atlanta been what it is 124 years or so. What do you mean, Mike? Atlanta has been a place where niggas accomplished a lot. Black people accomplished a lot. Negroes accomplished a lot. So when former President Obama talked a little basketball smack to Ant, guess what Ant did? Shit, he talked shit back. Like, now if they was arguing over being president, Ant probably would have humbled himself. I don't know much about being the president, but the president talked to him about basketball. Ant was like, I ain't backing down. Like, man, I'll take you on the court. I drag you. I drag him. And I was like, that's the attitude.
Yeah, man said he'd be MJ 101.
Yeah, that's the attitude I expect.
Everybody be calling him Michael Jordan's son, though.
Yeah, that's the attitude an Atlanta dude is supposed to have.
Who does he play for?
He plays for
Timberwolves.
Yeah, Timberwolves. Yeah, Minnesota. Yeah, for the most un-Atlanta place on earth.
Where did OJ Mayo play?
He played a couple of places.
Yeah, I don't forget
Bucks. The Bucks.
Yeah.
The Bucks. Milwaukee. Okay.
Yeah,
OJ Mayo noticed he was talking that shit to Jordan too. When he first came in the league.
Shit still don't mean
No, when he first came in the league, Jordan told everybody to leave the gym.
Yeah.
He said, you might be the best high school player, but I'm the best professional player. Motherfucker didn't score a point.
Not a point?
That's what he said. He said that shit in the interview. I'll be looking on YouTube. Can't talk that shit to number 2, 3.
I'm gonna say this. I gotta finish watching, but I was watching Sebastian Telfair interview, and I heard some other players talking about how you lose like $100 million. And I think, man, I was just sitting there like, really, when people hear like $100 million, what you really hearing is $50 million. The government gonna hit you for half of that already.
I don't give a fuck. How do you
hold on?
That?
Hold on. I just think that going forward, because the average NBA salary, I think the average salary is $8 million a year now across the board. If Andy Young said to me one time, he said, I don't understand why y'all young men don't just buy y'all a middle class house, a couple cars, one for you and your wife, and live below your means. And I was just like, you first said, Andy, you did everything right. Why you gotta give me this advice? But then when you think about it, you're like, God damn, you got a point. If the average guy who makes, say, 50, once you bring home, if you put $5 million to the side, say I'm gonna live off, 10% of the $5 million or 5%, you got averaging $250,000 a year, you go ahead and buy your house or whatever, you could have a pretty comfortable life while the rest of your money kind of compounds. So I think, man, the young men who making that kind of money, both singing, dancing, slamming the ball, families need to get them together and do like a $5 million fund. Do your whatever to the side. Even if it's $1 million, put it to the side and just live off that and let the rest of it grow.
They make it too easy, man. They just don't understand the value of it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah. A lot of young men, though, y'all got a chance to change, your trajectory, your own self, your family, and your community If you just be patient, let that money sit a few years.
I told y'all at the barbershop some years ago, some dudes told me, man, he don't make nothing but 50 million. That ain't shit. Like, they was just talking like that. I was like, God damn, like, when did that become not shit?
Yeah, 50 million, I'm retiring. I'm done. The podcast has been wonderful. It's been amazing.
I ain't gonna necessarily say that, but
nah, but yeah,
like, but how you just gonna be like,
50 million?
No, I mean, the dude was saying like he ain't shit because what's the name got 150 million. He ain't got nothing but 50 million. I'm saying like I'm looking at all these dudes like
ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, I'm saying like how many
don't know
how
what
many
you
friends
don't know.
how many friends y'all got that got $50 million? Because goddamn, we show in the same barbershop.
Yeah, I got 5 friends with 50 million.
I mean, you got 50 million. I mean, are you really going to the barbershop?
Yeah, my partners go.
They got 50
Two
million?
Two of them do, yeah. Two of them go. Two of my partners
Well, one I know
million.
they got 50 million. They don't fucking go to the barbershop.
Yeah, 2 of them I know go to the barbershop.
God bless.
Yeah.
God bless.
Speaking of, I'm putting a barber chair in here. We got to figure out which room. I ordered it last week. I just got to figure out where we're going to put it so we can do our thing.
Why don't we put a therapist in this motherfucker?
What you need a therapist for?
I'm talking about for you.
I don't need a therapist.
Well, you don't need a barber chair.
No, I'm putting a bar so the barber can come here and cut my hair.
Why don't we...
$50 million man.
Yeah, come on, nigga. You got to project. You got to live it.
Now he was just talking about he going to the barbershop.
No, I said I know two niggas that's worth 50 that go to the barbershop.
This man just lie.
No, I nigga do not know 2 niggas. You just say what kind of barbershop. Now, they go to high-end barbershops. I'm not going there. Yeah, I'm not going to their barbershop. I'm not paying $150 for a haircut.
See the world we live in.
Yeah, I'm going to the swag shop.
Me too.
Yeah. Hey, man, we got a special guest today. I grew up on the west side, and west side of Atlanta is densely black, everybody together, poor people, working class people, rich people. And with the influx of drugs in the 80s, there was a group, essentially it was labeled a group, the Miami Boys. Florida guys came up here, gay guys, good prices. They kind of start taking over things, you know, whether it was Techwood or the West Side Dixie, they became bullies. And there were elements on the west side that didn't agree with it and pushed back, and a war of sorts started. So that was during the crack era, but before that, you had the heroin epidemic in Troy Street in the 70s. Before that, you had Shine running the juke joints. Atlanta's always been a place where blacks flourish, whether that was criminality or whether that was economics or whether that was intellectualism. Everything has been here. And someone who's 7, 8 years my older, but I looked up to in the neighborhood. He was one of those guys who could have been considered a bad guy and a villain. But man, he pushed back against outsiders, he and a group that weren't from here, that were taking over here. He served time. But what I'm most impressed by is after he got out, he reached out to me and said, hey, Mike, this time I'm changing my life. And these are the things I'm doing with young men. And I was kind of long handle spoon at first because, you know, when you look up to somebody, they say don't meet your heroes. It was like I had never had a strong relationship with him as much as he was one of the guys the tough guys in my neighborhood I looked up to. But I was like, man, I've seen him for years now, just do incredible good in the community, personal growth, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, helping young men who were getting out of prison that were involved in violence or gangs to stay out of prison. And I just think he's impressive. I think he adds to tell the story of Atlanta in a unique way from a regular person's perspective. So I got him here today because all of us are Atlantans and we know it's a longer story. We've heard of a thing called Down by Law in the past. We're going to talk about that, but so much more. His name is Art Powell. And Art is an Atlanta-based anti-violence specialist now. He's a life skills coach. He's also the CEO of Egret Consultants. His work comes from lived experience. After spending time incarcerated in his early life, Art came home focused on stopping cycles of violence and helping young people and returning citizens to find a different path once out. He's a founder of Project Egress and Project Roots. He works as a credible messenger, mentor, and has been featured on CNN, HLN, and the History Channel. Today, we're going to talk about trauma. We're going to talk about violence prevention, prison, and what real re-entry looks like. Please welcome today, Art Powell. Yeah. Thank you, Art. What's up, man?
That was a hell of an intro.
How you doing, man?
Impressed, brother.
That was a hell of an intro.
So,
thank y'all for having me.
How you doing today?
Man, I'm great, man. I told you, brother, once we connected and you asked me to come on the show, man, I was honored.
I want to kind of tell the story in reverse, and we'll get to your arrest and what brought you. Mm-hmm. I want to talk about, like, what are you doing, like, now that that I'm such a fan of yours and what I see you. Tell people what's going on in the art of, in the life of art right now.
Currently, man, I'm big in community violence intervention, which it's an ecosystem, man. That pretty much we try to work with high risk individuals to stop the shootings, retaliations, further injury, and killings. So there are multiple organizations that work here in the city that I work with, but and so that's my thing. I want to try to prevent people, young men and women, from going to prison. So that's what I've been doing for the past 20 years.
Why you want to prevent people from going to prison? Now, I've seen influencers in today's time say they want young men to go to prison because they lack discipline. They want young men to go to prison to pay for crimes, big and small. I've seen people advocate for that in a way that I hadn't seen before. What's prison for people who are advocating for young men, especially our community, to go to prison? What's prison like that we're advocating for people?
But first off, they don't know what's going on in the prison system.
Talk to me.
For them to say that. You have multiple men being killed daily with these wars that's going on with gangs in prisons. That wasn't as bad when I was in prison as it is now. Yeah. I mean, it was more about what city you from. And so my reputation from the street followed me to prison. So it was my gift and my curse, right? So all my homeboys from Atlanta, everybody from Atlanta, so even my rivals, we came together because it was everybody against Atlanta. Savannah, Columbus, you have multiple cities that would click up to fight Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? You can go to a prison, it could be with 1,200 people, 800 might be from Savannah. Gotcha. So everybody from Atlanta got to come together. Yeah. So we put our differences to a side and focus on surviving, going home. Yeah. The crazy thing is, like I said, even though my gift was I never had nobody try me, nobody never broke my box. I ain't never had nobody try me on the sexual manner. I've never been disrespected. But my curse was because of who I was and the things I've done, that anytime something happened in the city, anytime something happened in the prison system, like I was called to either try to mediate the situation or go to war.
So you were a leader?
Yes.
Yes, people saw leadership in you early.
Definitely.
I remember hearing about you early. I'm thinking I got to be 7th, 8th grade, hearing about art and hearing about a particular clique. What was your clique? What was your group called?
I Refuse Posse.
I Refuse Posse. Mm-hmm. And I Refuse was formed in when?
1988.
So 1988 is here. Why did you guys form? Why did I Refuse come together as a posse or a clique or group?
Well, you had a bunch of projects back then, like Bankhead Court, Bowen Homes, Hollywood Court, Flipper Temple. Mm-hmm. And then you had the merging of the Miami Boys coming to Atlanta. Yeah. And historically, anybody that know back then, when the Miami Boys came, they was killing. They was literally running guys out of their neighborhoods, taking over communities, and they was killing on sight. Yeah. And so...
And this is the height of the crack era. This is a lot of money. This is... So for those who may not understand, what was happening in Snowfall was not just happening in Los Angeles. This was happening Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, Chicago, Atlanta. Mm-hmm. So this is an Atlanta version of the crack era.
And then you also got to realize, a lot of people don't know, you had a lot of gangs that were migrating to Atlanta. Okay. Atlanta's one of the fewest cities where you're going to see so many different looks of gangs, right?
Because the Crips, GDs
Bloods,
got here by 87.
Vice Lords, all that's here. Yeah. Serenos, everything's in Atlanta. Uh-huh. But you ain't finna go to California and see no Gangster Disciples and Vice Lords in California. You ain't finna go to Chicago and see no Bloods and Crips in Chicago.
Atlanta's kind of like, if you black, you welcome. You figure out a way.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So we had all that going on, and so the setup of Martin Luther King, Adamsville. Yeah. You got all these different apartments on the street. Yeah. So we basically came together to prevent. You had guys from Bankhead trying to come over there and sell dope. Yeah. The Miami Boys. So we basically came together and locked the area down and said, no, ain't no outsiders coming from over here.
So all the apartments on Martin Luther King essentially created a truce and a treaty of sorts.
Yes.
Pardon me one second. When you say Martin Luther King, Adamsville, are those sections or those streets?
No, Martin Luther King is the street. that
Okay,
runs
so-
through Adamsville.
Okay, and Adamsville is a neighborhood off Martin Luther King.
That's because all that. So from well, it's not High Tower.
It used to be High Tower.
It's what they call it now?
It's John Lee.
From H.E. Holmes
Or whatever.
all the way down to Ford
Ford
Industrial is considered Adamsville, pretty much.
Is that right? Okay.
Yes.
So when you mentioned Martin Luther King and Adamsville, was that the area that you operated in, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And there was a point in time after the drought in '90 where, we had a mission. We actually
Drought meaning weather, or drought meaning
meaning drugs.
Right. All right.
There's a drought of drugs.
Damn.
So we
Cocaine.
We catch the
exactly.
sound off there.
Okay. So we basically we tried to take over the city. Literally. We
And
started
this is you and your group. How many of it are you guys in terms of these apartments? Because there are 10, 15 different apartment complexes in there.
Damn sure is.
so you
be
might
more than
have
that.
anywhere from 5 to 10 people per
Unit.
set.
So you're looking at a 50, 60 people group.
Yes.
So that's why y'all were so effective in pushing back against the Florida guys. It was set numbers.
How long did it take to actually realize, okay, we done slowed this shit down, or we just stopped? Because I know y'all just didn't do it in one day. Like, how long did it literally
I
take?
always counted as 2 summers. Like as a kid, it seemed like it got violent for 2 straight summers. Like, am I right about that?
It was
a longer
nonstop,
campaign?
bro,
Yeah.
for real.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, we was trying to take over the city, so we were bringing people on from Camilton Road in the West End. We were basically getting out, making connections with guys. They knew who we were. They wanted to link up with us, and so they became a part of what we were doing.
So I refuse. Unlike say the California gangs, that when I was a kid, to get the ones I met here who moms had moved them here, their primarily focus wasn't selling drugs. They were banging for whatever that meant. But we used to trip out because we were kids. We was like, oh, you join the gang, like, what were the advantages? We didn't like, but with I refuse, with down by law, with gangs like that, there was always an element of economics. So were you guys economically, were you guys a drug gang?
Yes.
Were you guys, okay.
We was trying to make money. Our focus was making money.
Yeah.
And making more money and making more money. That's why we were migrating out
Gotcha.
to different neighborhoods. Violence wasn't something we pushed. We just, when it came to us, we ain't bullshit. You know what I'm saying? When it came to, people on the BS, we got it their ass. Straight up.
If I may, what elementary school did you go to?
I went to LP Miles.
LP Miles.
I went to Market Fane. Shit.
Market Plain.
Where's LP
GA
Miles?
Towns, all that's in
All that's in the
Adamsville.
field.
So we were never stable. I never came from a stable household. I almost stayed in every set of apartments on Martin Luther King, 7 courts, from Fathom Gordon
Going Village.
from Fathom Gordon townhouses with the red doors when you come up from Ford Industrial all the way up. I done stayed almost every set of apartments on that street.
What high school?
I went to Harper High.
With the Harvard.
Charles Lincoln Harper High.
And what year did you come out?
I got kicked out. I got expelled from school.
What
87.
year? 87. And what grade were you in?
11.
Yeah.
11th grade. Okay.
That's when I first heard about you. I went to Harper High Summer School 88, and they were still talking about you.
Why did you get kicked out?
Same thing. Kind of like, so before I refused, you had a bunch of cliques. Like every neighborhood had cliques.
That's what I remember.
So
right.
we had so at first we were called, well, the guys, so I met some of the guys from I Refuse I went to school with. Some of them I didn't. But we all were familiar with each other. We went to school. So every neighborhood had their own clique. Where you had like a mega flirts, a mega fellas. Then we changed our name from the flirts to Zoc because we was getting in trouble.
Zoc?
Yeah, ZOC. So
Okay.
that I had got locked up. I caught my first aggravated assault case when I was 15.
And back then, did you?
That was like 85.
Did you go to prison?
No, I went to YDC.
Okay.
I went to juvenile.
How long they had you doing that? How long they had?
Like a year. So I didn't get the aggravated assault for that. I didn't get time for the aggravated assault. I had caught another case. But anyway, and so you had, just like he was talking about, you had Down by Law on the east side. You had ABC, another bad creation from East Point, the East Point area. You had a bunch of from different parts of town. You had a bunch of different cliques and organizations. That was before crack became like where people start selling cocaine and people start in transition. People selling crack.
What year is this that you remember?
This is like from 85, 84. Really, that's when you start hearing about crack. Cause I had some partners. They started trimming around and messing around with crack, and I just kind of like, I wasn't really trying to do that. I didn't want to be no drug dealer. You know what I'm saying? But then it's like gunplay came into play. And that's when you first start hearing about the Miami boys. And so we had an issue with Down by Law where they shot one of my homeboys. And so I've always been a fighter. That's what made me start picking up a gun when my homeboy got shot. In 86, that's what made me start saying, let me start carrying it. You know what I mean? Because these niggas ain't playing fair no more. Niggas don't want to fight. So, and then when you start seeing that transition, that's when you start really hearing about how the Miami boys was taking over all these different projects and moving into certain areas like Red Oak, John Hope, Carver Homes. Listen, they was damn near everywhere. Checkwood, they was in a lot of spots. Egan Homes. And so we were just like, when we came together and seen what was going on, we was like, look, we gotta put our little differences aside and come together. And you know, we can't let them run us out of our neighborhood.
They must have had 100 dudes.
Would you be considered a founding member of I Refuse?
Yes.
And how many founding members would you say there were?
Like 5.
Can't say their names?
I choose not to.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
So look, how many Miami boys was it? Like, it had to be 100.
So let me tell you how this shit played out, right? And how they were so effective at doing what they did. They would come up here in crews with 5, maybe 10, and they'll kill your cousin and your homeboy and that little group going back to Miami. And they're going to bring a whole new crew of niggas up. They rotated them out.
Instilling fear.
Damn.
Yeah. And then it became an issue of you can't get no straightening. Like, you got to take it out on this next crew that just came up here.
Wow.
So you could never retaliate against the person
not the actual person. Not the actual person that did it. Because once they done body somebody, they getting the hell on. They going back home.
Being younger than y'all, it seemed like that's when it got super violent. Like, it got to be to the point where if you was from Miami, you had a death toll on your head. Like I remember in Dixie Hills, it just wasn't no tolerating anybody from Florida. They got to the point where it's like, I remember summer like hearing about them finding people in trunks. I remember hearing something about like they killed them Florida boys, you know, that was over there in McDaniel. And so it just got to the point where it was just dangerous to be a Floridian at some point, right?
It depends. Yeah. I'm going to be honest with you. It depends, because some of them guys from Florida, we was cool with.
Gotcha.
They went on the bullshit. Gotcha. They went on the disrespectful, arrogant, fuck y'all Atlanta niggas. Yeah. You know, they went on that shit. They was about getting paper.
Gotcha.
And so that's why they were able to navigate and stay here for so long, and they weren't targets. You feel me? But then you got the other ones that was on the bullshit. Yeah. That's like, oh, fuck y'all, pussy ass nigga. Y'all got to get off from over here. We running y'all niggas out. Like, no, nigga, y'all got to go.
Yeah. So what happened with Down by Law? Like, okay, so you guys are an answer to some degree to the invasion that's coming. What happens with Down by Law? What happens that sends you to prison? And what happens to put you on the pathway to? I'm sorry, I apologize. Down by Law was
they was on the east side.
Crazy. I named Down by Law the intro to the Michael album, and I literally saved I Refuse as a title for a song on this album. So I'm gonna need you now. So just know
you
that.
got a song.
Huh?
You got a song called I Refuse.
Yep, called I Refuse. Wow. But what led you what brought you to the point where did you guys end up getting RICO charges? Like, people think this is something new, like with the rappers and what they've seen Thug and Thug go through. You guys were really a street organization, really charged as a racketeer and criminal organization.
The first in the city.
First in the city you were. You cooperated. Mm-hmm. Post that cooperation, though, the community has re-welcomed you, considered you redeemed, and you are an active force of change to prevent young men from taking the pathway you did. What brought you to the decision to cooperate? And beyond that, have you seen, talked to, spoken to any of the people who were formerly in the game? Have all of you guys changed, or what's the story of Art?
So yeah, so I have seen, talked to, been with on the belt line with one of the guys I did a lot of dirt with. We rode the belt line, went to Peter Mile Park. We talked. So I pretty much talked to everybody on the phone or in person. So there's been a lot of atonement.
So you guys have found forgiveness and reconciliation with one another.
We all acknowledged the part and role we played in what transpired. I would say I felt a certain kind of way while I was incarcerated. I felt betrayed. I felt
by other members or the community?
By my members.
Gotcha.
I felt betrayed. I felt they turned their back on me while I was locked up, and so it was. And for one, I seen what was going on because somebody sent them to me.
Yeah.
While I was incarcerated. And so it just, looking at everything that was going on, I had to make a decision.
Yeah.
Like, hey man, I'm already seeing betrayal, deceit. I'm seeing that. So let me say this, man. I gotta say this.
Yeah, you just tell the truth. Yeah,
I feel like it's a double standard when it comes to the street shit, right? I feel like people. So it's like, motherfucker be like, the code of the streets. Saying, what you signed up for, but niggas don't tell you like. It's a double standard with that shit. It's like you supposed to be loyal to the streets, but the streets are not loyal to you. Meaning, gangs are the most influential entity out here, right?
Yeah.
You know why motherfuckers buy into the gangs? Because they sell love, bro.
Yeah.
They sell love.
And camaraderie and brotherhood.
They sell all that shit. They sell brotherhood, camaraderie,
respect,
family. You my brother. Like they say twin now. They sell you all that shit, right? And then they put these labels on you, but they don't look at like the shit. Like they don't tell you, oh nigga, when you get locked up, I'm not sending you no money. Or nigga, I'm not helping you pay for no attorney. Or nigga, I'm not
be shooting at your gal.
I'm gonna get to that. I'm not writing you no letters. Nigga, I'm not coming to see you. Fuck with me when you get home. Right? But then I have this saying, man. Envy breeds jealousy. Jealousy breeds hatred. And hatred will make a nigga kill you, right? Because the same niggas that's with you be plotting your demise. Like they see you dealing with multiple women. They see you really getting the money. So you got motherfuckers like, goddamn, man, fuck that nigga. I don't like him. But they in your face.
Oh yeah.
And then they're plotting how to backdoor you. They're plotting how they gonna set you up to get robbed. They plotting, they're telling your girl, man, I don't know why you fuck that nigga. He fucking with such and such.
Yeah.
Or they fuck your girl.
Yeah.
Or they breaking your shit.
Yeah.
And then there's other niggas in the crew that know what the fuck they did.
It's crazy. It sound like you talking about rappers, right?
You know what I'm saying? They know what you did. But y'all supposed to be like a unit. It's supposed to be this brotherhood and camaraderie shit. But you niggas is not honoring that.
Yeah.
And so then when you put a motherfucker in a position like, oh, I done put my life on the line for these motherfuckers every day.
Yeah.
Every day, bro, I get up. It's all about you niggas.
Yeah.
Every fucking day. Every time y'all call. Ain't no motherfucker giving me no orders telling me what to do. But you my nigga, I fuck with you. It's on go. You call me like, nigga, you got smoke, nigga. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm there. No issue, no question, no nothing. Whether you right or wrong, nigga, I fuck with you. I'm with you. I'm going. And so for me to, or for anyone to do it for the organization.
Yeah.
To expand, to grow, to embed fear. And then to disown or cut off or not support or just be like, nigga, fuck you
castrate.
dead.
Yeah. Or basically castrate, or what's that other word where you really just ostracized.
Yeah.
And so, but then here come these people and they like, look, everybody finna go.
We're gonna flush the toilet.
Okay, if you motherfuckers just show me.
Ain't no loyalty, ain't no love,
none of that.
Ain't no sympathy, empathy,
nothing.
Ain't no brotherhood.
How the fuck I'm supposed to, how am I supposed to deal with the situation and say, okay, well look, if
Cause you were facing life, right, Art? Yeah, plus, right? Jordan give you life in 200 years or some shit like that. What were you facing?
Yeah. So, cause I did too much shit.
Yeah.
And so now you gotta kind of like decide, well, if it's going down, do I take the risk of motherfuckers being in the driver's seat?
Yeah.
And saying, or do I take my opportunity and say, shit? Cause I already know how this shit finna go down.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. I know how this shit finna go down, bro.
Cause you see all the signs.
Like it's okay. So when they snatch everybody ass up, see, this is shit niggas don't really talk about, right?
Needs to be talked about.
Yeah.
This is shit niggas don't talk about. I always tell people this thing, this right here I know. You gonna find out how motherfuckers are when the feds come and when you at war. Yeah. You gonna find out really who motherfuckers are.
What they made of.
Yeah. When you at war and motherfuckers dying and when them folks come.
And y'all were at war.
Yeah, we was at war.
And the motherfuckers came.
You see what I'm saying? But see, the shit
and
is
you were
like,
a leader. You weren't just
I'm dealing with shit like motherfuckers talking about some, you know, what really brought heat to us was some of my guys tried to kill the police.
Damn.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? I'm in the county. Ain't nobody fucking with me. I don't even know what the fuck going on outside, bro. But all that shit being like, I'm getting shit pointed at me as saying I had something to do with that.
And you locked up.
I'm locked up, bro. I'm fighting for my life trying to get out. You know what I'm saying? And what's finna get out?
Really? How long?
I had to get my own attorney, sell my shit, you know what I'm saying, so I can get an attorney to even try to get to make I didn't get no bond or nothing.
So how long were you in before?
Like 6 months.
6 months.
I was in
about
6
to get
months.
out? Okay.
I was getting ready to get out. I had beat my case.
Oh, okay.
I'm getting ready to get out.
Here come the bullshit though.
Somebody said, hey, they selling to them folks, tried to rob them folks, and they snatched them up. They're like, they didn't know they were the feds.
Yeah.
You send them to me. So if you did that and I'm inside, I already know how this shit finna play out once they start snatching motherfuckers up.
Yeah.
And then I felt the way. I felt like I said, you know, I'm sitting up here. I'm like, God damn, ain't nobody fucking with me like that.
Who was DA at the time? Was it Lewis Slayton still the DA at the time, or Paul Howard? So Lewis Slayton was the last white DA we had, and he was a motherfucker. He and the motherfucker after him, Paul Howard, was even more of a motherfucker. So you got a series of prosecutors in Atlanta that believe in crucifying. They'll nail you to the wall. They not. You end up accepting a cooperation, but the thing that tripped me out as a kid, now I'm watching this. Was it WSB that put you on?
Channel 2.
Channel 2, WSB. You're in a hotel room and you're seeing the bust happen and you're seeing the wall fall. And you know you still are going to go to prison. I wasn't going. Oh, so you weren't going.
I got granted immunity.
You got granted immunity on that one. But seeing them go, at that point, were you like, okay, I got to change my life? Or did it take still going to prison to say I'm changing my life?
What I went to prison for ain't had nothing to do with that. I tried to square. I lived like a square. I ain't gonna say I lived like a square.
How long you last? Yeah.
Probably about a year.
Yeah.
And then
did you leave Atlanta or were you still in Atlanta?
I was still in Atlanta.
Okay.
I think gangster is a mentality. It's not a way of life. I could speak on that.
Yeah.
Being a gangster is not a way of life. It's a mentality. It's something you choose to do. It's something you choose. Like if you choose to stay in the hood and bang, that's a choice.
Can you change that mentality?
Hell yeah. You can As I said, I walked away from that shit for over a year.
So what?
But I was seeing like I'm at the bus stop.
Yeah.
Because I'm living like an average dude. I'm at the bus stop catching a bus to fucking work.
Yeah.
And seeing these motherfuckers riding good, I'm like, that shit kicked back in. Like, nigga, what the fuck? Nigga, we will get you some money, nigga. No, it's like, nigga, you used to money.
Yeah.
So I hooked up with some dudes. We started doing robberies.
What year was this?
This was 93. And so
was the war with the Miami boys over?
Nah, it was still going on. I just wasn't actively fucking around with it at the time. Like I told you, I kind of squared up. I wasn't even really doing shit. I met a whole new crew of guys. Met one guy through my son's mom, and he was like, nigga, he had a lot of money like this. Boy, I do this, I do every,
Are y'all robbing dealers or y'all robbing
businesses?
Okay.
So, and so I did the first one, and it was up.
Yeah.
Like, it's like I tell people all the time. Most people, you commit crime because you think you're gonna get away with it.
Yeah.
If a motherfucker know he was gonna go to prison for committing a crime, you think he's motherfucker wouldn't do a crime. Yeah. You wouldn't commit a crime. You're just not. You're not gonna commit a crime if you know you fucking going. You ain't finna commit no crime. But if you don't know, like if you think you slick or you think you got a plan and you think and you done got away with it multiple times, it's an addiction. You gonna keep doing this shit. That's why motherfuckers do what they do. You gonna keep doing it. And so robbery went bad. Got into a shootout with the police. I got away.
What side of town were you on when this happened?
I was in Roswell. I'm way up here.
In 93.
Way up here trying to take these folk money, man.
Roswell.
You know what I'm saying? Way up here in Roswell, man.
When my granddaddy gave me a call, he wanted to play. He told me, don't go.
Way up here in Roswell.
Oh, man.
Stupid little
At least you went to where the money was at, though.
You feel me? Robbery went bad. One of my co-defendants got shot.
Did your co-defendant, you got away, did your co-defendant tell? Or how did they get you?
Hold on. How did you get away?
Yeah,
So, riding up Roswell, hit the, going to an intersection, hit a car, I got out the car, hit a wall, ran into...
What does hit a wall mean? You climbed the wall?
Jumped over a wall.
Yeah.
Jumped over a wall. Went into this apartment complex. They had a creek. And so I could hear the police, I could hear the helicopters, all that shit. So I fucked around. And
I don't believe they had any black police officers in Roswell at that time, but go ahead.
Yeah. I don't recall seeing
not a one.
And so so I stayed down there probably about
in the creek.
Yeah, about 4 or 5 hours to
in the water.
Like it was like a mud bed. It was like a little mound and a little space under there. So I stayed under there.
Is this summer or winter?
This is October.
Ooh, shit.
So it was cold. It was cold as fuck. It was cold as fuck. So, man, I waited till it got dark, and then I came out. I called my mom. I'm like, I fucked up. She was like, please don't tell me this.
Where did you call your mom? You had a cell phone?
I went to a payphone. Right. I went to, when it got dark, I went to the payphone.
Dirty.
Muddy as hell, wet, cold as fuck.
In Roswell.
In Roswell. Went to a store. It was a payphone. I called her, told her where I was at. She came and got me. She was like, please don't tell me it was you in that red car that's been on the news all day. And I was like, yeah, that was me. She was like, damn. And so, I had long hair. I had plaits.
The perm or something.
I had plaits at that time. I did the perm, but I had plaits. I had plaits at the time. So I had to cut my hair, watching the news all week, trying to see if they gonna
pull up on you,
put my face on,
right.
Cause I done been on the news for shit. Like, they accused me of kidnapping this little boy, Big D little boy back in the day.
Big and tight, yeah. But it was really the little boy's uncle.
Yeah, but but and that's what really drew the feds to us.
The kidnapping?
Yeah.
Cause I was gonna say the boy that got kidnapped was my partner.
Yeah, so this is the crazy shit. And I wasn't conscious at the time, but when I turned myself in, the guy was like, the agent was like, we know y'all. You know you and old boy didn't do this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all could have got somebody else to do it. But somebody said they seen y'all, so we got to get y'all, bring y'all in for it. We gonna get y'all later on down the line. But
so you already knew the target was on you?
No,
or they were trying to let you know the target was on you?
Yeah.
Was it a black agent or a white agent?
It was white. But this is crazy. At that time, I'm not thinking about he telling me like y'all on our radar.
Yeah, we got you.
I was just ready to get this shit over with, because I know that's the first time I could say I experienced being railroaded.
Yeah.
Being accused of some shit I didn't do. I did a lot of fucked up shit, but I ain't never fucked with no kids, never touched guys. I had a son.
Yeah.
I ain't but just to hear or just see my face all on the TV. One time we kidnapped a little boy and all that kind of shit, man. I'm like, what the fuck? What is? But then when we went to court and just seeing how the DA was trying to paint this picture that didn't have nothing, no relevance. Well, what the fuck we talking about? Y'all making the accusation that we kidnapped this little boy. If it weren't for the aunt, we would have been fucked up, because the aunt saved us. She came to court and testified and said, that's not them. They didn't do the shit. So that's what freed us. But the DA trying to talk about all this other shit that ain't got no relevant to do with the subject. I mean, with the case we was there for. So
you end up the Roswell case. So you end up getting picked up for that robbery. So you get, and how many years they sentenced you for that?
11 and a half.
11 and a half. You come home, and you come home. I see you pop back up on Facebook. I'm like, is this? I'm like, oh shit, and so. All the rapper wannabe street nigga in me, right? Man, Art Powell, man, aren't you? All that old, you go through that shit, right?
I get it, man.
But as I follow you again, because as a kid, I look up shit. You one of the most badass motherfuckers ever about my neighborhood. So the interest in seeing how a former hero is there. So I'm following a former hero on some street stuff. And I end up becoming a bigger fan of the man, and he becomes more of a hero than me. This is where I want to kind of turn the corner. All the street stuff, people are going to watch those stories and debate in the barbershop over what was what. People from the West Side going to say, I'm related to Art, I knew Art. But man, the transformation after that 11 and a half years that you have had in terms of changing your own life, what happened so deep, dark, and fucked up in prison that you got determined to help other prisoners? What happened getting out that you got determined to make sure young men didn't follow this path? And how has the discipline of jiu-jitsu and meeting your heroes like Anderson Silva and people like that help you to transform the community? And, I'm totally in tow with helping you help us.
So for me, man, I would say what really made me go the path was, I think my last 3 years in prison, man, I was in a dorm. I was on the top range one day, man. And so I'm looking down, and I just see a bunch of young niggas playing. I mean, listen to me. They were playing.
What's that mean, guys?
They were running around,
like kids,
playing cards, slap boxing, like literally playing. And playing chess. I played chess. I mean, but they're playing a bunch of games.
Yeah.
Got some over here rapping, some over here playing, like wrestling and shit. And I'm like, God damn. Out of 96 motherfuckers in this dorm, 70, at least 70 of them are under 24. Listen to what I'm saying. Out of 96 motherfuckers in the dorm, 70 of them are under 24.
That's 3/4 of.
So I'm like, damn, bro. And then I'm looking, so then it started getting deeper because I'm looking at mail call. Again, remember that number 96. When mail call come, you might get about 20 motherfuckers that get some mail.
The 76 is not.
They get some mail, and with that mail, they might get some money. I look at store call. That number's still around that same
24.
around 20 something, right? That people are making store every week. I'm looking at motherfuckers go to the phone.
Ain't nobody calling. Ain't nobody taking no call.
Not even 24.
Right. Visitation.
Not even 10.
So, but these same niggas got these organizations inked all in their fucking skin.
They believe.
Got their hoods on them. In their skin.
Colors. Do-rags.
All that shit. And guess what? You a fucking slave, bro.
To your belief.
You a slave.
To your belief.
You a fucking slave.
To the state, too.
And you exactly. You a slave to the state.
13th Amendment allows for slavery for prisoners.
And you are property of the state. You a fucking slave. You gonna do what the fuck they tell you. You going to the hole, right? So then it's like, but nigga, you put your life on the line. You took a charge for a motherfucker. It's a lot of shit them niggas done did, bro. For they hoods, they organizations, whatever the fuck they had going on. And guess what? It wasn't showing them no love. That's why I be like,
You don't even get no phone call.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't even call home and ask a motherfucker for nothing. But as soon as you come home, these niggas all in your face. Like they fuck with you when you was down. So that for me, like I ain't
Wake
gonna,
up.
you know what I'm saying? For me, it was like, I ain't on that. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I never say fuck the streets because the streets made me who I was, right? But I can say I don't fuck with the streets. Right. Because I've seen there's no loyalty in the streets. They try to program you to think that it's loyal to it, keep it real, keep it 100 and all
It's
this.
a manipulation.
So it's that's all it is. It's a tool of manipulation.
Damn.
And motherfuckers buy into that concept. And then the crazy thing is, you know, these niggas, you in here killing each other. Like, come on, bro.
So you're a slave. You're in a plantation, being in a prison, and you're killing one another.
You're killing each other.
And the master
For
oversees
what?
this all.
For what? What you killing each other for?
It's an amazing talking about an organization. Kwame Ture says we should be in a consultative organizing, and we're not, because our organizations are so unorganized. It seems as though we're easier to target because our organizations are not as organized. There was a older man in the organization. He had to be in his 60s when we met him there, and he says two count of niggas joined gangs.
Talking about Chicago. I'm from
From
Chicago.
Chicago. You already know what he say.
I don't even want to bring
Come on,
big,
man. Go
big
on,
homie. He
say it, man.
say cowards and something. What did he say, Mike?
That man said essentially you got two type of niggas in gangs. You got niggas who use and niggas who get used.
Yeah, period.
And then so Beth said, which one of you? He said, I look like a nigga use me. And he let it be known I'm a manipulator. And I think what I hear you, first of all, you're a leader. We saw you as a leader in your community. You led to the negative and the positive in your lifetime. What you're doing now in a positive space is an even greater impact than what you did in terms of the negative. The negative space is what it was, but during the crack era, everybody it was the Wild West. I understand the need to form an organization, but you chose to, when you got out, to form 2 other organizations that I would imagine you took some of the principles from the streets and learned in terms of leadership. So tell me about Egrets, and tell me about what, looking at those young men, looking at how unsupported they are, how uncared for, how they get tricked into this false love of community and gangs. What made you determined to, now you went and start a whole nother organization?
Right.
What I mean, you just kind of born to lead, Art. That's what I'm kind of seeing about your life. No matter what happens, it seems as though you get put, and it seems as you've been a warrior your whole life. And what brought you to form these organizations, and what brought you to jiu-jitsu? And I'd like to hear, about the joys it's brought you, if any.
So like I told you, piggybacking off what I was saying about the experience, me making an observation, I said, man, when I get out, I want to help. I want to tell these young niggas the truth.
Yeah.
I want to talk to them about the truth. I want to tell them the truth. Because I've been where a lot of them being, like you were saying, people being organizations, they either being used or they're using people.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to try to save as many young men and young women as I could by telling them the truth.
Yeah.
I feel like, because people be like, Art, man, you ain't scared, you ain't worried about retaliation or stuff like that. I said, man, if God covered me when I was on my bullshit, I know he got me while I'm
real shit.
This is my redemption.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was a partaker and a contributor to a lot of the violence that happened in this city. And so I feel like now that I'm doing what I'm doing, that, God, he got me. I'm a firm believer in that. I believe everything's created by something. I believe it's a difference between faith and religion.
Yes, sir.
And so,
is your mom still around? Did she live to see it? I want the transformation.
Yeah. I mean, that's a whole different story, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, she did.
Was your mom about that life too?
Yeah, when she was younger.
Yeah, that's what you told me about the times you moved. My mom's out the West.
Yeah, when she was younger, yeah. But I mean, I just feel like, hey man, I done lived my life to the fullest. If it's time for me to go, it's time for me to go. I also feel like it's 4 type of people that, when it comes to me, it's people that know me, people that know of me, people who heard of me, and the people that don't know. So the first 3 already have an understanding of who I am. So that's why I walk alone. I just wanted to try to save as many people as I can, man. Just tell them, let them understand, bro, like, you ain't built for that shit.
Yeah. How we helping? What's Egrets doing? How does Egrets, like,
so
I got 20 boys I need you to.
So one thing I do, I'm big on character development.
Yes, sir.
Well, let me say this, deprogramming. It starts with you changing the way people think. You feel what I'm saying? It's like with any, like when they do demo work and tear down a building.
Yeah.
You have to demolish the building, clean out the foundation, and rebuild, right?
The supreme mathematics say number 8 is build and destroy.
So I felt like, and I use my life as a model.
Yeah.
And so using my life as a model, I got big ups to my bishop, man. My bishop, Dear Hopkins, man.
Big up Bishop Dear Hopkins.
He was my biggest supporter. He the one really pushed me to do the work.
What church?
New Direction Ministry.
I'm looking for a church, so I'm going to pop up.
New Direction Ministry. So, man, when I tell you, man, that brother, man, he's been my biggest support. I wouldn't even be doing the work if it wasn't for him.
You kind of like Saul in the Bible.
Let me tell you.
Okay.
I came to him one day because I was a convicted felon, man, and I had a problem getting jobs. So I was talking to him. I was like, man, these motherfuckers tripping, whatever. He was like, I can't find a job. He was like, shit, nigga, I wouldn't give you a job. The fuck, you know who you are. He said, but he was like, man, create your own business. Yeah. Start your own business. And he was like, it's a ministry. And so he gave me this analogy of these 3 different situations. He was like, do you think a man can be a blood, go kill some Crips, and then turn around and help the Crips? I was like, shit, I don't know about that, Bishop. So then he was like, do you think a gang member can kill a gang member, sleep with his wife, and
That's David.
have a baby,
That's
have
David.
a baby.
That's David.
This is how he getting it to me, right?
David.
And so I was like, I don't know about that, bitch. So he's like, cause I'm questioning who I am. I'm questioning like what's gonna happen with me, cause I was struggling, man, trying to. Man, he was like, he said he did. I said, what? He said he did it with Paul. David and Moses.
Yeah,
he gave me those 3 analogies, but he gave it to me from a perspective, from a street nigga perspective.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, and that's how really he is. And he from Adamsville too. He went to Harper.
Okay.
So it was like
Adamsville.
Yeah. So he, and he knew of me. He married me and my ex-wife.
Yeah.
And like I said, he been my biggest supporter. He's one of my mentors, and he one of the people that stay on my head and always remind me, like, bro, this is a ministry. Yes. Don't focus on that. And so with that, I created curriculums based on my life with Project Egress. That's what it was. I looked at all the things I lacked as a young man, not knowing how to deal with the stress and pressures of growing up.
Yes, sir.
My traumatic experiences, the consequences of criminal activity. And so I created a curriculum to address all those issues, saying if I would have had some of these things in place,
yes, sir,
my outcome would have been, I felt it would have been different.
Do you think that if we get because a part of what seemed like your healing process has been, again, I view you as a warrior. It's better to have a warrior in a garden in the time of war than as a gardener, on the battlefield. So you have a balance in that you're incredibly kind and gentle, and you deal with people at a way that's respectful. And you get on that mat, you roll with Anderson Silva. Like, right. Give me, what do you think Black men, young men especially, our little boys, do you think that they should be in jiu-jitsu early? Like, and how young? And do you think that we should have Art Pows in our elementary schools teaching young men conflict resolution? There's a Next Level Boys Academy that's ran by Gary Davis that we have a lot of respect for. We help too. I don't know if you guys know one another, but I think
I'm familiar with Gary.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I do you think, because again, you've been such a warrior, do you think our boys should be touching hands, boxing, things like that earlier so they learn? Because when you know how powerful you are, you kind of know how to control that power better.
I really feel like we need to be taught that. I grew up fighting.
Yeah, from the West, I know.
We didn't use guns and stuff like that. That changed with the narrative changed when outsiders came in.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So I believe the discipline of mixed martial arts is therapeutic.
Yeah.
It builds confidence.
Yes, sir.
And I want to give young people an option to deal with a conflict without having to resort to using the gun.
So if me and you got an issue, we can just meet at the gym
that's
and
it.
argue
Just
over
go and get it on.
Yeah.
Just go and do what we got to do. And then we can walk away, go our separate ways. But at the end of the day, so I tried to create a safe and therapeutic space where I can deal with the character development piece, the life skills piece of tapping into your emotions, your mental, and then applying the discipline of mixed martial arts too.
So they make uniforms my size, and I've lost some weight. So you gotta tell me where to get one at, because I want us to come up and do a run. Bear was already talking about coming up. Bear's always pushing us to do it, but we say we're gonna do more physical stuff here. Mm-hmm. So we do a trail walk. We got to do when Swift's foot gets better. But I'd like to come out.
Why you got to bring it up?
You didn't say what's wrong with your foot.
Yes, but you stubbed your toe. Yeah. Trying to do that doggy style at your age ain't gonna work, Bubba.
Kick ass.
Hey, so I want to know, can we come get in a session with you?
Yeah, definitely,
okay.
definitely.
So, where can they find your classes, and where can they find Egress, and how can we stay? Because I want to have you back, but how can we stay in tune with what Art is doing? Because again, I just see you as a leader, and I see people need to be more in contact with you than not.
Where can I find Anderson Silver? That's why.
Yeah, well, we're gonna get there. So how can we find Art, man?
So on Instagram and Facebook is my name is it's under Art Powell. On YouTube, I have a YouTube channel and I have 2 YouTube channels. Actually, one is Art Powell, Credible Messenger, and the other one is Art's MMA Life. So my contact information is on pages, email addresses, and my telephone number.
Man,
my direct line.
I just want to, man, I just want to say thank you, because I don't know. I don't know the difficulty of having to face RICO charges. I don't know the difficulty of having to make the difficult decisions you've had to make. I don't know the difficulty of choosing a warrior's lifestyle. But what I do know is, as someone who looked up to you and your organization as a kid, to see this chapter now as a 50-year-old man with my own kids and stuff is like a beautiful ending to a movie that was dark, that was brutal. Most of those movies we see, I don't care if you're talking about Menace to Society or Colors, or they end badly. Snowfall was a great show, but it ended badly. And one reason I do come to Facebook just to see make sure which classmates hadn't died, is just to see what Art's doing, to see a movie that didn't end badly. I'm seeing a movie that is ending with redemption, with redeeming value, with young men and women that are benefiting from that mentally, spiritually, and physically with the MMA. So I just got to say, man, just thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me. And
absolutely. One more question. I know it might be a little strange, but
yeah,
no, for real.
You recall?
No, listen, just so having you got a second chance. Do you happen to see any of your enemies or the Miami boys?
No, he said he saw some of the guys that was in his organization.
No, I'm talking I'm talking like the Miami boys, like any, because you said you was cool with a couple of guys from Florida.
Yeah,
and, you haven't.
Like I said, I've seen people I had beef with in the past.
Yeah.
Some I've even assaulted, right? And we just let bygones be bygones. I guess, I was cooling, so I really wasn't tripping. But yeah, I mean, the beautiful thing, like you saying, man, is me and the guys were able to
truth and reconcile.
To reconcile our differences and take ownership of what we did, and still acknowledge that we love each other. We still brothers. We still communicate. We still communicate occasionally.
If ever y'all want a forum to tell the whole story, I'm here. And then I just because
I think they wanted to do that anyway. Because I had a couple of them like, man, we need to do a documentary or something.
It definitely does not need to be lost. I mean, and I only say that because, God bless BMF. Drug dealing didn't start with them in this city. God bless. God bless, Pebbles and Babyface and L.A. Reid. Music started for us on the west side in Bourne Homes with Jarvis and Kilo. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And so there's an Atlanta story that predates the history that we're given, commercially. And I don't want those stories to die. So if ever you need an honorable place to tell y'all story, we're here.
Amen.
Awesome.
All right. Hey, man, love and respect you immensely. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you.
Are we going? We gonna roll or what we doing?
Sure.
Put you on your fucking back.
Tell Anderson I'm coming.
My name's Michael Render. They call me Killer Mike. And this is Conversate. I just want to conversate. I just want to conversate, which I want to convert. Conversate's not a real word, but I encourage questioning. I want to encourage thought. I want to conversate. I want to have discussions with people that I may not agree with or that I may not understand and try to gain perspective. I think we all should be doing that. We all should be in talk. We all should be in a constant state of talking, because that's what precedes organizing and mobilizing and revolutionizing and changing things. I believe in the power of conversation. I believe in Conversate. So I'm here to talk. I'm here to talk, and I'm here to listen and learn. And I'm here to have people impress upon me different ways and thoughts and mentality. I believe in conversation. I believe in jive, talking, and rapping. What they call it. I'm a rapper. I'm rapping. But before rappers were rapping over beats for money, I want to exchange some respect with one another. So we're gonna conversate. We're gonna check it out. Yeah. Conversate with Killer Mike. Hey y'all got a question for my crew? You want to talk to me, Bear Swift, or anybody and ask them something? I want you to come check us out at conversatewithkillermike@gmail.com. Send your questions in, send your thoughts and concerns, and we're going to make sure we get them up online, where it'll be discussed, talked about, and hey, we even might invite you on the show. Let's conversate.